Hi there. My name is Jennifer Zosh, and I'm a developmental cognitive psychologist. Basically, I research how infants and young children learn about the world around them. My proposed talk for South by Southwest EDU is to tell you about some work I've been doing with my amazing colleagues Kathy Hirsch-Pasek, Roberta Golenkoff, James Gray, Michael Robb, and Jordy Kaufman. What we did was set out to solve a major problem facing today's families and schools. Perhaps I should start at the beginning. It is a fact that today, things are changing. In only a few short years, we went from a world with dumb phones and printed books to a world full of smartphones and tablets. Apps went from being something you ordered at a restaurant to a multi-billion-dollar-a-year industry. In 2007, the iPhone was introduced, with the iPad following shortly thereafter in 2010. In only 4 short years, we're in a world in which 75 billion apps have been downloaded in the Apple App Store alone. 75,000 apps are marketed as being educational, and these quote-unquote educational apps are among the most popular in the App Store, especially for our youngest children. But here's the problem. Where is the research to back up the educational claim? Developers can slap on the educational label without any scientific facts to back them up. This might be ringing a few baby Einstein debacle bells for some of you. But what are we to do? We can't just test 75,000 of the current apps with thousands of new apps added per month. It's just impossible. But we can't just throw up our hands and say that this problem is too big to solve. Like many other challenges we have faced, science can come to our rescue. Specifically, a new approach or field called the science of learning can help us to put the education back in educational apps. This field is made up of research across many domains, from psychology to linguistics, computer science, animal behavior, cognitive science, machine learning, neurobiology, and more. By looking across these domains of inquiry, scientists have made great strides in learning about learning. In this talk, I will discuss 4 main pillars of learning that my colleagues and I suggest are instrumental for maximizing learning across any domain. Here, we will apply these pillars to apps. These pillars are straightforward and will equip educators, parents, and developers with the knowledge needed to evaluate any app, or frankly, any educational experience. Quickly said, learning happens when the learner is actively involved. No passive listening and no simple reactive swiping either. Secondly, the learner must be engaged in the learning and not distracted by fancy bells and whistles. Third, the experience should be meaningful and connect to our existing knowledge. Finally, one of the most important tools we have in our learning arsenal is other people. Apps can help engage children with those around them, and in doing so, maximize their learning potential. In this talk, I will tell you about this journey we are on, from reviewing the scientific evidence to showing you examples of what works and what doesn't. At the end, you should walk away with the knowledge needed to evaluate those 75,000 apps and counting for their true educational value.